Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another Zodiac series. This is Cancer season. We are in Cancer season right now. I am back from my holidays. I am very tan right now, but I'm not actually this tan. I'll explain later in the video, you'll find out. We are going to be doing another build your own palette for our Zodiac series. As I said, it's Cancer season. So let me just show you the palette. It's gorgeous. So here she is. She's interesting. I know, very interesting. Kind of a mix of neutrals and bright kind of ocean sort of shades. That's the kind of vibe I get from this. From what I've seen, like throughout the different lists I've seen and different things I compiled together to make my palette, all the different shades that tend to go with or are suggested for Cancer. Kind of more washed out versions of colours, which is what I tried to go for here. Kind of more murky, not murky, but like muted browns, a little bit of warmth, lavender, silver, that kind of thing. So let me just read out the shades that are part of the Cancer group that I compiled together, and I'll pop up the swatches as I'm doing so. So for Cancer, we have got brown, we've got seafoam green, blue, white, which is always fun, but I did do a shimmery white in this one, so because matte white I tend not to use that much. What else? Mustard. I kind of went a little bit warmer than a mustard just to kind of balance out the palette a little bit. Beige, which I did do in a shimmer form as well because I don't use beige matte eyeshadow very often. Lavender, grey and silver. And I just think it's a nice mix of like kind of cooler tones with that little touch of warmth with the mustard shade and the brown and beige. I think it's a really fun palette. I obviously done this sort of look with all the bright colours in it, and I'm definitely going to do a more neutral look that still has a little bit something interesting to it for my second look. So fun. Just, I don't know, it's really, for me it's just really interesting. It's never a palette I would put together myself. I say that a lot about these, but it's just not, I would never pick these colours and pop them together in a palette. The only shade I'm missing from this is grey, but silver kind of counts, and the grey kind of didn't go with anything else in the palette apart from the silver, and I already kind of had an idea with the other shades in the palette. So I've had a lot of fun. I love making the palettes. That's like one of my favorite things to do, is taking out all my shades, pop them all on my table, and then go through and pick out exactly what I think is going to go best in a palette that still fits the brief of the list that I have. So I hope you guys are all excited. I hope you Cancer people that are a part of the Cancer Zodiac are excited and enjoyed this palette. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the palette, or are there any other shades that you tend to go for, like me with Gemini last season. I'm a Gemini, my birthday's 7th of June, and my palette was a lot different than what I would tend to go for or associate with myself personally. So it happens, that's just what happens. I always feel more in the autumn end of the colour spectrum, but I still enjoyed using my palette, so I don't know if it's going to be interesting for you guys. Just before we get into the actual tutorials, the 2 looks, 1 palette with this palette. My Instagram is linked down below, plus all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content, even though I haven't posted on either of them in a while. We're going to get back on that, and go give both those a follow if you want to see more stuff from me. So that is it for our intro. Let's see what we can do with this palette in look number 1. Okay, let's get into look number 1 with the Cancer palette. Very interesting colour story. I have a nice plan for both my looks for this. So for this look, we're going to be using all these bright mermaidy kind of style colours. The purples, the blue, the seafoam green and the white. We're going to do a kind of standard eye, but the crease is going to be different. You would think I would just do purple in this, but I'm actually going to do blue deepened with the purple and blend it out with the lavender. So I think it might be a little bit interesting. It could go horribly wrong. Who knows? My skin is on, my brows and my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, and I will go through everything else that I do use on my face towards the end of the look. You will also notice that I am very tan. I am just back from my holiday, so I do have a tan, but I'm this is very dark for me, because I put a foundation on that was the colour that matches me, but the powder I put on I thought would have been okay, went a little bit too dark, so I'm very tan right now. So, but I think it'll still look okay. I think it'll work out in the end. I'm hoping anyway. So we're going to start with the Inglot shade 371, the super bright blue. And I'm taking that on a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 6. So it's not the biggest fluffy brush. It's like the next size down from it. I'm going to start by popping that in the crease on the outer corner and all through the crease. And I'm popping this shade on first because, like I've said before, Inglot shades need a little bit of building, and I want this to be the first colour that sticks to my eyeshadow primer, and for it to be quite prominent because I am going to be deepening it with purple and then blending it out with purple, so I definitely want the blue to be noticeable. And I'm bringing that the whole way through the crease and just softening out the edges to give it a nice easier gradient when I do start blending. Okay, so once we have the bright blue on, I'm going to start blending it with this light lavender shade. This is a 493 from Inglot. It has a tiny, like a sparkle throughout it, but it's generally a matte finish. But I'm taking this on a Singe Beauty E03 brush, just a big fluffy brush to have a nice soft blend. It's not really going to be super purple, but it just helps with the overall effect and just softening out all around these edges. Make sure you blend right out here in this corner as well. I'm just going back in with whatever's left on that brush I used for the blue and just re-intensify, and just go back and forward until you're happy with your blend and gradient. Okay, so now on a K08 brush from Cash Beauty, just a smaller, teeny weeny little fluffy brush, I'm going to take Glaminatrix eyeshadow in Sitting Pretty, well, pressed pigment in Sitting Pretty, and we're going to use this to deepen up the outer corners. Just focusing this on that outer corner. I kind of want to leave this blue in here, so we'll see how far I want to bring it in, but I just want to deepen this corner out here. So you can see it deepens it up, and you just have this like little bit of blue and then the lavender, and then I'm keeping this blue in here, and I take just a tiny little dab of the blue and just make sure that that dark purple blends nicely into it on that outer part. So you should be getting a look kind of like that. You could just do this and the green and go for it, but I wanted a little bit more depth. Happy with how this is going. It's interesting. Kind of. Not really. But to me it's kind of interesting because it's a different layering process for me. I'm going to go back in with Sitting Pretty, that darker purple, just on a tiny little pencil brush from eBay. And this is going to go nice and tight along my lower lash line, mostly into my lashes, and then I'm going to blend it with the blue. I'm just connecting to that dark purple out here, and then taking a little bit more of that bright blue. This is a Blend Bunny B3 brush, just a slightly bigger pencil brush, and we're going to just use that now to run along the edge of the purple, and kind of like the top, just go back and forward until you're happy with your blend. Very nice, quite a rounded sort of shape as well. I actually really like it. It's kind of giving me Corpse Bride Mermaid. Anyone else getting that? The shape is kind of giving me Corpse Bride and the colours, but the colours are also giving me mermaid because it's summer. I don't know. And it's going to look way more mermaidy when I put the green on as well. But now I'm going to take the Singe Beauty E03 brush, that big fluffy brush we use, and a little bit more of that lighter lavender, and just do a very light dusting of that just around the edges. It's going to be very hard to see it, but it just helps with that gradient. Okay, now of course shimmers, and that also means glitter primer to make them all pop. This is the NYX one, obviously. I usually use this one. I'm just taking a small bit on the back of my hand just so I can control it, and this is a little flat brush also from eBay in the same set I got. I couldn't tell you where it's from or the name of it. I think I used to know the name of it, but I cannot remember it now. This, I'm just going to pop a light layer of this over the lid where I don't really have any colour. And don't worry if you get any like of your crease colours onto the lid, because you can always do a cut crease. You can just press a little bit of the glitter primer over the area where the shadow from the crease is sitting on the lid that you don't want it to be there. So when you put your shimmer on top, it just completely covers that area, so you don't even notice that's there. Okay, and now we're going to take a Clioadh Cosmetics eyeshadow, which I haven't used in a little while. This is Heirloom. Gorgeous sea foamy green that has like a teal blue shift with kind of a gold in it as well. It's gorgeous. And I'm taking that on the same brush, just wiped off the excess glitter primer. And that is going to go all over where I applied that glitter primer, just stopping where it meets the purple out here. That is stunning. Oh my god, so pretty. So now I'm going to take a little bit of the darker purple on the Cash Beauty brush again and just tap that where it meets that green shade, just on this outer corner to create a gorgeous gradient. It almost looks like a peacock feather. It's absolutely beautiful. And now, just because I have more blue on the inner part of my crease here, I'm going to take a little bit more of that blue and use that to soften the line in here. Okay, and last little step, we're going to take 35 from Inglot, just a shimmery white. I just think white is the easiest one for this colour scheme. Keep it nice and bright. And it's just a plain old shimmery white, no duochromes, nothing like spectacular about it, but just a beautiful shiny white. That is going to be on that inner corner. Okay, that is basically the shadows done. Quite an easy, quick sort of look. I've only been filming for like 22 minutes, but that's with me also drinking my tea in between. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes, cheeks and lips. I haven't got a clue what lip I'm going to do with this because there's so many colours in the eyes, so I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out once I pick, and I'll come back and let you know what I used on the rest of the face. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love this. I'm very glowy because I use a nice glowy setting spray. I just feel like a mermaid under the sea. That's what I feel like right now. My hair looks so bright because my foundation is a bit dark. But I'm going to go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I went in with my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Graphic Purple, which matches that kind of lavendery purple I used, the darker one. I popped that on my waterline, and then for my mascara, I just used what's left of my MAC MACStack Mascara. My lashes then, I want something with a nice flare to them. I just kind of felt like that today, so I went in with the House of Lashes Midnight Luxe. So just flared, a little bit spiky, kind of fluttery. Love it. For cheeks, for my bronzer, even though I didn't really need any bronzer today, but I did still want a little bit of shape on my cheeks, I am able to use this now. This is the Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in Light, but I'm able to use the dark shade. So I kind of tend to use the light one generally all year round until I have a little bit of a colour, and then I'll go in with the darker one. So that's what I use to bronze up my skin. For my cheeks, I wanted something nice and pink and just nice, bright kind of colour to go with all these nice colours as well. This is the Colourpop Hello Kitty collection, the Aloha Honey Pressed Powder Blush. Super bright coral shade. It's gorgeous. I just popped a little bit of that on my cheeks, give a little bit of colour. And then for highlight, I went in with the Oden's Eye Luminous Highlighter in Gentle Firefly because it kind of has that pinky purple shift to it. It's a little bit more pink, but it still gives a nice effect. It ties in nice with the eyes. And then for lips, I went with something super soft, super light as well. It's like on the lighter side. I went in with my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Lip Pencil in Pillow Talk Fair, isn't it? Yes, Pillow Talk Fair, the light Pillow Talk shade. And then for lipstick, I went in with my old reliable and very well used. This is the Politely Pink lipstick from MAC. She's down to the nub, but I'm still going. I do have another one in there that's like kind of half used, but this one I used. So that is it. That is everything that I used on my face to complete this first look using the Cancer palette for the Zodiac series. She's gorgeous. She's fun and bright, but still has a bit of neutral to it. I'm definitely going to be playing with all of these neutrals and the silver. So I think it'd be kind of cool to do kind of like warmer neutrals. Not warmer, but like a little bit more warm, and do a silver lid. I think that'd be a nice contrast with the warm and cold sort of side of things. I think it'd be nice and fun. So with that being said, let's get into look number 2. Okay, so look number 2 with the gorgeous Cancer palette for the Zodiac series. We are going to be using these neutrals over here, I know, and a silver. So we're going to be kind of doing not really like warm neutrals, but they are going to be a little bit warmer with this transition shade, and then silver on the lid, this on the inner corner, and I will have some rhinestones and glitter and things like that to make it a little bit more fun as well, just because it is neutrals, so I like to jazz it up a little bit. My skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, and my cheeks are done, which I'll go through towards the end of the look. They're quite orange but I love it, so I'll go through that towards the end. Okay, so we are going to start with our darkest shade, the shade Grunge from Makeup Geek, on a 221S from MAC. Just a, I think this is brand new, I don't actually think I've used this before. A skinny kind of fluffy brush. And this is going to go on the outer corner, just building it up, and then we're going to bring this through the crease. I think I'm feeling a rounded shape. I'm also feeling a half cut crease, so we might just do that today, but I'm going to bring it all the way through the crease just in case I do want to do a half cut crease, just for some extra definition in here. And then I'm taking that same shade on an Inglot 208 brush. It's a really skinny pencil brush, and we are going to run that along the lower lash line, right up against the lashes, connecting on the outer corner, and I'm going to bring this the whole way across the lower lash line. Sorry if you could hear that in the background, that was an alarm going off outside. And it's only just gone off now. Okay, so now that we look like we've got panda eyes, which kind of vibe, I like it. I'm going to take a Nightmare on Elm Street brush from Glaminatrix, just a big fluffy brush, and we're going to take the shade Koi from Colourpop. This kind of like soft, orangey, almost mustard sort of colour. This is going to blend out that grunge shade softly at first, but it's going to really build up to give that warm haze around the edges and really blend out this inner part in here. And then I'm taking that same shade on a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 8 brush, just a flat kind of smudgy brush, And that is going to blow out this lower lash line to match the lovely blend we have gone on top. You can see what I mean. You've got that nice warm haze around that cool toned brown. And just blend it down as far as you want it to go. You can always add a little bit more of the darker brown if you feel like you need to. Okay, this actually turned out to be quite a quick look because I'm onto the shimmer and then just one more shade after this. So we're going to use our NYX Glitter Primer to create our half cut crease. Popping a little bit on the back of my hand. And I picked up some of that on a 239 from MAC, just a flat brush. And I'm going to pop a little bit of that all over the lid. Nice thin layer. And then just pick up a little bit more and we're going to put a little bit of pressure down into the crease, just a small bit. Don't hurt yourself. And use that to almost remove some of that crease colour to get a nice edge. I'm just using like the curve of my eyeball to create the shape, and then I'm going a little bit higher than my natural crease just so I don't get any transfer with my eyes open. Okay, so now with the glitter primer on and the cut crease kind of done, it's hard to see but you can see it in real life with the kind of texture difference. I'm going to take the shade High Wire from Make Me quite a cool toned silver, and I've just wiped off the glitter primer on my brush, but there's still a little bit of excess there so it helps pick it up nicely. And that is just going to go all over the lid, right where the glitter primer is, stopping just where it meets that dark brown. Okay, so once the silver is on, normally what I would do is take the darkest shade that I have on the outer corner, so that dark grunge shade, and use that to blend in the silver into the mattes. I'm going to take the Koi shade instead, that warm shade, because I kind of want a little bit of warmth just here. Don't know why, just feeling it. So I'm taking that bigger fluffy brush and I'm just going to wiggle that where the two meet each other. So something just like that. That's so cute. I'm actually loving this. I love, like, it's like mixed metals. It's like the silvers and then the warm tones. Gorgeous. Okay, and last little step, we're going to take the shade Let Me Explain from Colourpop, this like gorgeous champagne. And this is going to be on a Glam Life Friday the 13th brush, just a small little flat brush. And that is going to be our inner corner highlight. Just as like a nice neutral highlight in here, and still kind of brings a little bit more warmth in that area. That is it. I am going to jump off. I'm going to finish off the eyes. Maybe I'll definitely probably add some rhinestones. I don't know about the glitter, still deciding, but you'll find out once I come back and I'll show you what I used. And then I pick a nice lip. Will I go for a mustardy sort of tone lip, nice grungy lip? I think I will. Think so. So I'll do all that and I'll come back and show you what I used to finish off the face. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love how this turned out. I think it's so fun, grungy, very my style. This is how I would wear neutrals. This is the vibe of neutrals that I tend to go for. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I went in with my MAC Eye Kohl in Power Surge, which is a gorgeous like tarnished gold sort of shade. I just popped that on my waterline. And then I did do a nice winged liner, a big winged liner, not intentional, but you know how winged liner goes, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I use my Glam Light Calligrapher eyeliner, this one right here, that one there. And then my mascara is my MAC MACStack Mascara. My false lashes are very dramatic, but I felt like they definitely fit the grungy theme, and I wanted to wear big lashes. I haven't worn really big lashes in ages. So these are the House of Lashes Limitless lashes. They're one of the, what are they, the sustainable ones? They're in the green box, these ones here. And I did pop on some rhinestones. These are the Champagne Rhinestone set from Shein. They come like this, all different shapes and sizes, and I just popped a couple here and there where I felt like I wanted them to be. For cheeks, I went in with my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade In the Sun, just to bronze up and shape my face a little bit. And then for blush, I wanted again to keep that like mustardy, almost orange sort of tone, and I went in with my Give Me Glow Cosmetics Dream Blusher in Hey Honey, this guy here, just to give a nice tone to match the like warm shade on the eyes. And then I went for mustard lip, obviously, which we'll get to in a second. For a highlight, a new bad boy, the newest highlighter in my collection, I think it is. This is the Glam Light Lord of the Rings collection, the My Precious highlighter, because since I'm back from my holidays, I am a little bit more tan and I can wear it now, so I'm very happy. And also I think it goes well with the tones of these mustardy shades on the cheeks. I think it's lovely, so I can wear it. It does work for me. And then for lips, I went in with my MAC lip pencil in Cork. I don't know if I've ever actually used this on camera, but she's brand new. She is new. I've worn it a couple of times before, but like I've never actually worn it on camera. And then I went in with my Unearthly Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Jeanette, which is a gorgeous warm mustard shade. Just popped that all over and went over the liner a little bit just to give a nice blend. But that is the lip. So that is it. That is everything that is on my face. I am so happy with how this turned out. I think this is my favourite look using this palette. I mean, it's a grungy look, of course it is. Grungy glam, that's what I love. So that is our second look using the Cancer palette for our Zodiac series. I am so surprised at how much I love this palette as well. Kind of like the Gemini palette, but I'm actually really surprised with this one because looking at it, it doesn't look like you're gonna get this sort of look out of it. And then same with the first look, it doesn't look like you're gonna get that look out of it. So it's a surprising palette. It's a fun palette. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about my next one. Next one is Leo. I do know what the colour story is going to be already. Not in palette, but the general colour scheme. And that one's exciting. So I want to know down in the comments below which look was your favourite from this video. And if you are one of my Cancer people for the Zodiacs, let me know if you enjoyed this and if this kind of is the kind of palette that you would use, or would you not use this and you're kind of surprised at it, but it's interesting. Let me know down below. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support to get me around to more people, and also let me know that you liked the video and I will continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming. We have got more Zodiacs, first impressions, 2 looks on palettes, my top 5, top 10 series of my collection. What else have we got? Just random chatty videos. I'm already feeling a bit spooky. A little bit. So I am kind of prepping a little bit for spooky season, doing some face charts. I've already got a list of videos that I know I want to do and room to add more. So if you have any spooky season suggestions, leave them down below. I know it's July. I get that. I'm not crazy. But I have to prep. I do have to prep. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below where post all do plus eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both those a follow. So that is it. That is our 2 looks for the Cancer Zodiac series. So I will see you in the next video, guys.